Hello everybody and welcome back to this video. Today we're going to do the Ron DeSantis vs. Pete Buttigieg prediction of the 2032 presidential election. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. If you don't know who Pete Buttigieg is, he is an openly gay individual who won the Iowa caucuses for the Democratic Party in 2020. However, I do believe he will become the nominee. Although he only won that one caucus and he did poorly after that, I think by the time people will end up nominating him in the Democrats again, Pete Buttigieg will become the party nominee in 2032. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. For Pete Buttigieg's safe states: Washington, Oregon, California, Colorado, Virginia, New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maryland, as well as the District of Columbia. And Hawaii, of course, I could not forget that. For Ron DeSantis, Idaho, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Nebraska, and its 3rd district, as well as the 1st district, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Missouri, Indiana, Iowa, and Ohio. So those are the states I consider safe for Ron DeSantis. You can see I left out Montana, Kansas, and Utah. I think these states are trending Democrat, while Ohio is trending Republican heavily. I will give those states to Ron DeSantis. I think by this time it will be Ron DeSantis' 2nd term, if elected. Now, Nebraska's 1st is trending Democrat. However, I think redistricting will make it safer in the 2030 cycle for the Republicans as well in the state of Nebraska. Anyways, for the likely states of Pete Buttigieg, I consider Maine's 1st district likely. I think for the state of Arizona, I think by the time Pete Buttigieg probably cares about a likely margin about 5%. My margin's on the description down below. New Jersey I consider as likely. Delaware I consider as likely. Well, the states of Connecticut and Rhode Island, I will put them on later for the Democrats and the Republicans. I think the state of Illinois, I give that towards the Democrats by a likely margin. While for Ron DeSantis' likely states, those include Utah, Montana, Kansas, South Carolina. It could be leaned by C as likely, Alaska, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. So why are those states likely? Well, the trends are there, and for the Republican states I characterized as likely, not safe, again, the trends are there, and I will have to consider trends as one of those factors. Maine 2nd, I think, will be likely for the Republicans as well. And that does it for these states. For the lean states for Pete Buttigieg, it's actually not that many. I think the only 2 states, I believe, will be Georgia and Connecticut. Now, again, you might think that this map is weird. First of all, Rhode Island is not even lean Democrat, and Arizona is likely Democrat. But the problem is the trends. I will have to factor that in very specifically. In Nebraska 2nd, I give that as likely. I think redistricting, Republicans will just pack the Democrats in one district by 2032. Connecticut, Rhode Island, these states are trending Republican. New Jersey, Delaware, similar thing. New Hampshire, similar thing as well. Well, in the states of Arizona and Georgia, and to a certain extent the state of Texas, these states are trending Democrat. So that is what I'm thinking about when characterizing these states. Now for Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, his lean states include Minnesota, New Hampshire, again, trending Republican states. Actually, Florida, I give that as likely for Ron DeSantis. But if you have not realized right now, it is basically Texas who will decide anything at this point. If Pete Buttigieg single-handedly wins Texas, he wins the presidency. However, if Ron DeSantis carries Texas, he will win the presidency. So, in future elections, Texas may be the deciding factor. And similar to 2020, if Biden basically flips a single state, that being the state of Texas, from Donald Trump's column in 2016, he would have won the presidency. Now it basically is Texas really deciding the election. Nevada as well, I give that towards lean towards Ron DeSantis. However, again, it all matters. What matters is Texas. The state of North Carolina, I give it as a lean towards Ron DeSantis. Again, he is closing in on that 270 number, but what he really needs is, again, Texas. For Pete Buttigieg, his tilt states, I give them as Rhode Island as a tilt for Pete Buttigieg. I think 2032, for that state to flip in 2032 will be a long shot. However, in 2036, Republicans have a very good chance of flipping the state of Rhode Island. New Mexico, I think it's trending red. However, yeah, the oil industry is trending red. However, just based on its Hispanic population, I would still give it towards Pete Buttigieg. Texas is again the deciding state, but I will actually give Maine at large towards the Republicans, because if we look at the shifts in the state of Maine, wait a minute, Nebraska, why don't they have split electoral votes for Nebraska? It's just weird. Wait, what? Alright, so at large voted for Biden by 9. Hillary Clinton only won a statewide electoral vote by less than 5, but only by 3 points. Like, Obama carried it by 15 in 12. He carried it by 17 in 08. So this state has been trending Republican by extremely fast speed, and I think the Republicans will flip Maine at large. Texas, I'm still figuring out who will I give Texas to. I will give it to Ron DeSantis, making him president, because I think the shifts, yes, they are pretty significant in the state of Texas. If you look at the shifts, Democrats do very well in the Dallas suburbs, but Republicans are just doing so well in the Hispanic areas that the shifts are leveling off. A lot of Democrats thought Biden may be able to flip Texas, but that didn't happen due to these Hispanic areas trending away from Democrats. And Harris County, Biden got 56% of the votes there. It only shifted 1 point more Democrat compared to 2016. And that is just simply not enough. Although the Dallas suburbs, the Austin and San Antonio suburbs, let's see where San Antonio is, the Bexar suburbs, are trending heavily towards the Democrats, these shifts from the Hispanic areas make these shifts seem, a 12-point shift is definitely a lot for Denton County and Cullen County. However, a 55% shift in Starr County, although the population is small, the votes add up. And if you look at rural upstate Texas, for example, let me find a county for instance. Castro County, for example, has 2,000 votes. It shifted 10 points more Republican, so it's only 200 votes. But again, if you have 500 of those shifts, the numbers add up. And that is my point here. So I would still give Ron DeSantis Texas for the Republicans. Again, in future elections, Texas may be very crucial. Republicans may not actually need Texas in the future. If they can win a state like Rhode Island, they can maybe win the state of Connecticut as well, but considering it's Ron DeSantis' second term, I'll give this state towards Ron DeSantis. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe. There is a playlist on your left displaying my 2022 predictions, while there's a video on the right that I think you would enjoy. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.